Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shanae Johnson, and I'm like an overnight chef, as Melissa stated. Um, I've been cooking forever. I learned how to cook under my mother, my grandmother, my aunts, everyone. So it's just something that came naturally. And before the pandemic, I would cook for my family every Sunday. So every Sunday, I had an open door policy. Anybody could come in here, they can eat, whatever. I would cook a big like Thanksgiving feast every Sunday. So fast forward to the pandemic, we're stuck in the house and I'm still cooking these big meals, and I have three children. They are 15, 11, and 10. And they were telling me to put my recipes on TikTok. And honestly, I thought that TikTok was like something for like kids just to dance. But I started to put my recipes on TikTok because my daughter was helping me, do the editing and the transitions and the whole thing. And then the next thing I know, like I had 10,000 followers, then 20,000, then 30,000, then 40,000. Now I'm almost at 100,000 on TikTok. So it's just like ballooned. And I did the same thing with Instagram, like posting more food videos and that sort of thing. So I had like maybe 2,000 followers since I graduated college a long time ago on Instagram. But now I'm at 50,000 followers. So it's just like something that just happened. So with that, people started to inquire and ask, if I could cook for them, do like private chef gigs and that sort of thing. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it's easy. It's something that I've been doing for free forever. And you want to pay me to do it, I'll do it. So I got my license and my insurance and everything so I could go out and cook for the people who requested. So this started back, I think my first gig was in April, and I've been booked like almost every weekend ever since, doing private chef gigs for couples. If there's like, special occasion, anniversary, birthday, whatever, me and my husband, he's my teammate, will go in and we will cook the meal for the couple. We provide flowers and the whole plating, the whole ambiance. Cook the meal, serve the meal. It's a 3-course meal, so you get your appetizer, your dinner, and then your dessert. And then we go ahead about our business. So it's really nice to work, so closely with my husband, because it's not something that we anticipated on doing. We kind of enjoyed having our own separate jobs and then coming together, after work. But now we're pretty much together every day, all day. I'm doing this, and it's kind of turned into something that was like a quote unquote side hustle to like our main, source of income, which is a blessing because it's something that we never thought we could do, or like that it was going to be a thing for us. And it's something, again, we've been doing it for years. So it's not like it's a chore or anything like that. So that's the backstory of how I started to do cooking like this. So today we're going to do the Cobb salad, and I have all the ingredients here. If you want to do your chicken in your skillet, you can. You can use any kind of chicken. If you like chicken breasts, if you like chicken thighs, like boneless chicken thighs, you can just sear them on both sides and just let them cook down, and then you can let it cool and chop it up before you place them in your salad. But today, what I did was I just grabbed a rotisserie chicken from the market that's already done. That's one of my favorite things to do because, like I said, I'm really busy now, but I still want to be able to give my family like good meals. So I get the rotisserie chicken, and I've done so many different things with it. I've done this salad. I've done buffalo chicken dip. I've done chicken salad wraps, all different things. So you can, that's something easy if you don't necessarily want to or feel comfortable preparing the chicken on your own. You can always get the store-bought chicken. And then to the Cobb salad, we also have our tomatoes. So I get these kind of the little cherry tomatoes like this, and I just cut them up. And then we do the lettuce. I like romaine, so I got the lettuce and I already have it cut up right here. Then I also have scallions or green onions, whatever you want to call them, also chopped up already. And then I do avocado. Here's my avocado right here. And I have the egg and then the bacon bits And if you don't eat bacon, you can omit it. It's okay. Okay, so
I can say really quick, just so if anyone's a little confused, we gave you a gift card. We gave them each gift cards and they purchased their own ingredients. So I gave them your shopping list,
okay.
but they just have the ingredients right now. So some may have different kinds of tomatoes, different kinds of chicken, different kinds of lettuce. And I don't want to let them know that it's fine. Don't get anxious and think, well, mine doesn't look like that. Or I didn't know we were supposed to get the little tomatoes. You know, understand that this is all part of our food security, food equity conversation that we're going to talk about on Thursday. So for right now, if you just want to like sit back and watch, and kind of she'll talk you through it. But if you have things that are different, don't worry about it. You'll still be able to use them. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
And I echo that. You can use whatever kind of tomatoes you like, whatever kind of lettuce you like. This is just like what I prefer. So it's perfectly fine. Even if you don't have scallions, you like to use regular onions or like, you know, the red onion or anything like that. It's perfectly fine. Okay. So I'm going to put my gloves on because I use my hands a lot when I cook, and I don't want to have like egg in my nails. So, so just bear with me while I put my gloves on. They're always kind of hard to put on a little bit.
Now your eggs are hard boiled. Is that what we're doing with the
Yes.
eggs?
Yes, I get hard boiled eggs. So you can boil them yourself for about 10 minutes in water, and then let them cool, and then you peel them and you just chop them up. It's really easy. Okay. So this is like so simple, and it's going to be done within like maybe 5-10 minutes, if that. Okay. So you got your bowl, right? For me, the number one thing that I like, and you probably hear me say this on TikTok if you follow me, I love like my food to have a lot of color. And I always call it the razzle dazzle in my food because it's just more appealing to the eye and just like more appetizing to me. When I go to a restaurant, I like to see my food look pretty. So when I'm home, I want to make my food look pretty too. So we're gonna make this cute, okay? So this is the lettuce. You want to take your lettuce, right? And you just put like a bunch in your bowl. Okay. I'll put a little bit more. Okay. All right, there we have it. And then you take your tomatoes, so however many tomatoes that you like. So I have a couple cut up right here. So I'm just gonna put them like in one section of the bowl. And then I'll take my scallions right here and I'll align them right next to the tomatoes. Ooh, I put too much. Okay.
You're making like little sections for each.
Yeah, just like little sections of each. And then I'll take the egg and I'll make another little section. Right. Okay. And I'm gonna hold the bowl up at the end so y'all can see how it looks, I promise. Okay. And then I'm going to take the bacon bits and put it along the side of the egg. Okay. You see how easy this is? It's like super easy and it's gonna be super good, I promise.
And Shanae, turkey bacon will work just as well? Yes?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Whichever kind of bacon you prefer.
If somebody doesn't eat pork.
Yeah, for sure. And then you take your chicken. I like a lot of chicken, so I'll pile it up a little bit. So again, your chicken, you just like rough chop it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be like, you know, just shredded or rough chopped. Okay. And then I have some feta cheese. So the feta cheese, you just get it from the refrigerated section in your supermarket. And I just put a little bit on the side, or I'll put it in the middle. How's that?
So one of the participants asked for two things. Somebody asked for your TikTok.
Okay.
And so we'll put that in the chat before she leaves us. And someone asked, what if you haven't cut your ingredients up already?
Okay, so then you'll just cut your ingredients up however you like them. So if you like your, I like my tomatoes to be like kind of big, but some people like them smaller, so you can slice them up smaller. You can slice up your scallions however you would like them to be sliced, but you don't have to, like, everything doesn't have to be uniform. It doesn't have to be perfect, just how you would like it. So I can show you how mine looks, and if you want to go by that, then that's okay. All right, so we have our salad built right here, right? And then I also have some avocado. Now, avocado always gives me anxiety, and it's only because, like, when it comes out of the skin, it doesn't always come out perfect for me, and I'm a visual person, and I need it to come out perfect. So we're gonna see how this one does, okay? So what I did was I just sliced around the avocado, gave it a little twist, opened it up, and then this is just a 1/2 of the avocado. So once I did that, I took my knife and I just made like about, let me see, 4 cuts down the center of the avocado to make it into slices. So we're going to see if we can spoon this out perfectly. Probably not, but we'll get it as good as we can. All right, then. So then that's good. So you take your avocado and you can place it on your salad. It's a little messy. Don't be alarmed. It could be a lot messy, like mine just was. But again, we can fix that. So I'm going to add a couple more scallions to this side just to make it look a little bit more prettier. And then I'll add some more feta cheese because I just wanted to look a little bit more appealing. Okay. So let me grab a napkin and wipe my hands.
We'll have time for questions afterwards. And so if you have specific questions about cutting something or not being sure, we'll make sure to answer your questions.
Okay. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see that. This is my salad. So I like things to be like really colorful. So that's how mine looks. And then I take the, this is my salad dressing. I like ranch salad dressing. You can use whatever kind of salad dressing that you like. I take mine and I try to do like a little cute drizzle. So I take it and I do like a little zigzag motion across the top. And then I'm done with it. And then I eat it. So this is a salad. It's done. It's colorful. And then that's the end of it. So I told you, it's like really fast. It's a simple meal. You're not going to be slaving over a stove forever. You'll be able to whip it up real quick, and it's really, really, really good. I can eat salad every day, especially this one. I can eat this every day. Variations to the salad, because I've definitely done variations. You can do, you can use salmon if you like that. That's something else that you can put in your skillet, and it's easy to make. Salmon only takes about, I don't know, like 10 minutes to make in a skillet. You can sear a piece of salmon on both sides and let it cook, and then put it on your salad. You can also use shrimp if you like. You can saute a couple of shrimp. Again, 10 minutes tops. It doesn't take that long. You can put that in your salad. I've done chicken and shrimp together on a salad. I've done mozzarella cheese, like the mozzarella cheese balls, instead of the feta or cheddar cheese, or anything that you would like. I've done it with the bacon, without the bacon. So there's a bunch of different variations, and I know you're doing farm to table. So if you're like growing any vegetables outside, you can definitely add those to your salad as well. Now, in terms of my TikTok and my Instagram, so my TikTok account is Wife Diaries, is WIFEDIARIES. That's my TikTok account. And then for my Instagram, it's Just Shanae. That's JUSTSHANAE. And that's on my Instagram. So if you go on to TikTok, obviously you'll see some catering gigs, you'll see some recipes, you'll see private chef gigs, like some behind the scenes and that sort of thing. And then if you go on my Instagram, it's more like you'll see all those things as well, plus like a glimpse into my family and that sort of thing. My whole family is my team, depending on how big the job is. My 15-year-old, she knows how to cook very well. She's good at prepping, and if we have a big job, she will come and work the job with us. At the moment, we only cater for up to like 30 to 40 people, only because that's like what our niche is. I'm not interested in catering for like a big wedding or a really, really large event, only because I recognize what my strengths are, and my strength is more intimate gatherings. So that's what, makes my heart smile, makes me feel more engaging with the client. So that's what I do. So yeah, my daughter helps, and my husband is my sous chef, my right-hand man. I wouldn't be able to do all these gigs without him, because he's like so helpful. We can go into a home, cook in the kitchen will be clean. I'll, say my whatever to the clients, and we will be out the door. Like, he is there to like make sure that everything is everything. So yeah, that's all I have for the cooking discussion. Does anyone have any questions?
Shanae, you mentioned needing to get a license, and I forget what else you said. Can you say a little bit more about that for anyone who's thinking, oh, gee, this might be something that I would be interested in getting started? How do you get started with that process?
Okay, so the license is called your Serve Safe license, and it's just to make sure that you're covered when you are serving people food, so that like what food can be, how food is supposed to be packaged, and that sort of thing. So it's just basically a certification that you go for. I got mine in April. It takes a while. It takes like 6 weeks, but it's something that I had to get because you don't want to get sued or anything like that. If someone, God forbid, anyone gets sick or anything like that, you want to make sure that you know what you're doing. Also with the insurance, same thing. The insurance is just like any other insurance. It's about like $500 for the year, but it covers you just in case anything happens, and you want to make sure that you're doing everything legally, because you don't want to get in any trouble. So that's why I got the certification and the insurance. And also because I'm like a caterer now, a lot of venues require the caterer to have a license and insurance. So that's another reason why you want to make sure that you get everything, all your ducks in a row.
And that insurance and certification allows you to cook out of your home, cook directly out of your home.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rules about where your kitchen has to be.
No, yeah, you could cook directly out of your home. You can use a shared kitchen if you have a larger gathering. I used a shared kitchen before. It's in West Philly. So there's different shared kitchens around the city, but that's best for like if you're doing like a larger gig, like 50 people or something like that, because their ovens are larger, and it's just a larger space to prep and that sort of thing. And you have to have your certifications in order to use that space.
The certification you talk about, it was like a class you had to do?
Yeah, you had to do a class and an exam. Yeah.
It took about 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. There was a question in the chat. Someone asked, when you're catering, do the clients ever stress you out or rush you to get the food done quicker?
Yes, sometimes different clients will stress you out. I feel like I've been blessed to have like really good clients lately. I did have one who was just like, a lot, but you definitely want to pace yourself. I remember my first private chef gig. It's supposed to be like a 2-hour turnaround for the 3 courses, and I think we were in there for like 3 hours. The client had an Airbnb, and we cooked everything on the spot, and it was our first time, so we really didn't know what to expect. The client was happy with everything, like they didn't think anything of it, but when we left, we were just like, these are some things that we can tweak. This is how we can like work a little faster and that sort of thing. So ever since then, like we've been doing really well with the turnaround within the 2-hour window. We did cater a cookout on, I forget the date, but it was about 3 weeks ago. We did a barbecue, and that was fun. But again, when you're doing a barbecue, you have to deal with the elements and everything. So a thunderstorm just came out of nowhere. We had food on the grill and everything. We had to like take down all of our stuff, bring it in the house, and then like return to the grill. So some things are like out of your control. And the client, like I was really just trying to calm her down because she was upset that she had her decorations and the whole thing. So some different things happen, but I think for the most part, if you go in and you're professional and efficient, you'll be fine. The first time is always like trial and error, but after that, you pretty much get the hang of it.
Do you prep at home? Do you prep in your own? Yeah, a lot.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. If you don't prep, then you're going to be in there forever. So this is how I do it. So if I book a client, I'll book them, they'll pay their deposit, which is 50% of the total cost of their event. And then 2 days prior to their event, then they'll pay the remainder. The 2 days prior that's my shopping day. So I go shopping 2 days prior to the event. The day before is my prep day. And then the day of the event, we just pack up and go. So that's just how I do it, how it works best for me, how it makes me not stressed out. Now, I just recently did a drop-off catering job on Friday. This is the one I just posted on my Instagram and on TikTok. I just did that on Friday, and that client, they called me on Wednesday evening asking if I could do a drop-off catering gig on Friday. And it was kind of, they even said it, they're like, I'm taking a shot in the dark, I want to see if you can do it. And I just happened to be free on that day to do it. So that gig, even though the menu wasn't that extensive, it really stressed me out a little bit because I don't like to shop at the last minute because you just never know what can happen. And what did happen was I could not find lamb chops anywhere. I went to the meat market. I went to the supermarket. I went to another supermarket. I went to all these different places before I could find these lamb chops, and I finally found them at Sam's Club. And it just stressed me out because, like, I was down to the wire, and had I had more time, I'd have, did the shopping on the 2 days prior and then been able to like, okay, well, if I can't find them today, I can find them tomorrow. But instead I had like a small time frame where I can find the lamb chops, go to Restaurant Depot, which is another store for anyone who's into catering or, cooking for a lot of people. Restaurant Depot, you have to have a business license to shop there, but they have everything. They have like your catering boxes, your utensils, your chafing dishes, everything. So I had to go to Restaurant Depot to get the catering boxes because this is my first drop-off catering thing and I wanted to look cute and nice. So I went to Restaurant Depot and then I found all the things that I needed to prepare the meal. Friday, I prepared the meal. My husband helped me. We both have our Safe Serve certifications as well. And he helped me. We packaged it up and we delivered it. And it went really well. I kind of like drop off catering because it's like really easy. You cook the food and you just take it there. And it was only for 10 people. So it wasn't like we were like cooking for a whole big party. So yeah.
Does anyone else have a comment or question?
I was just wondering what your most favorite things were to prepare. What do you like to make most?
I think my favorite thing would have to be the macaroni and cheese. I love macaroni and cheese. I love cheese, period. Cheese is my favorite. That's something that I like over the years, like since college when I was cooking in my dorm room for my friends. That's something that I've changed the recipe to over the years, and I feel like I finally got it down to the way I love it and how it's going to be forever. So I love preparing my macaroni and cheese. Everybody loves it. I'm really uh, I'm I'm really funny about my macaroni and cheese. Like it just has to be a certain way. And every time I make it, the kids always say, "Mommy, it's fine." But I'm always like, I don't know. I gotta test it out. But yeah, that's like my favorite thing to make because it's something that like it took me a while to master, and I feel like I finally mastered it.
One of the participants asked, do your clients choose the menu for their meals?
Yeah. So basically what happens is the client will email me and I'll send them over a sample menu for them to let you know what they want. Now, if there's something that's not on the menu or they have any modifications, they can definitely let me know and I'll cater it to their needs. And then we'll go from there. It's pretty much like nothing that I feel like I can't cook because even with, for example, the peach cobbler, I made peach cobbler for a client because they requested peach cobbler for their dessert. I never made peach cobbler in my life, okay? That's something that my mom always made growing up. I never, did it. And I bought all the ingredients for that peach cobbler to like practice a couple of days before just so I can know like how it was going to be. But unfortunately, I didn't get to practice because again, I have 3 children. I still work full time. So I didn't get to practice my peach cobbler and I was so nervous. And my husband told me, he's like, Sinead, you got it. Like you always know what to do. You always get stressed out. Just do it. So here I am at the client's home and they're eating their dinner. And I'm like, all right, let me get this peach cobbler together. So I pretty much just whipped it up and it was perfect. And I was so happy to the point that when I got home, I did a whole TikTok about it because I was filming as I was cooking for the client. Because certain clients, they're like, it's okay to turn your camera on, if you need content or whatever. So the camera was on at that gig, and I actually like showed how I made the peach cobbler, like bits and pieces. But then I was able to come home and do it in more detail for the TikTok people, and that was really helpful for me because I don't know, like I really was discouraged a little bit about it because I'm like, oh my God, I hope it comes out like my mom's, but it did. It came out really good and everybody was happy. And now I get requests for peach cobbler all the time.
I thought you always make peach cobbler. It looks so good. I thought you always did it.
Thank you. No, that's my first time. Any other questions?
Does anyone have any cooking questions? Does anyone feel like there's something that they're not sure about for their salad? Zanaya said that's inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Lynn asked, if you were to make the salad from scratch, what would be your first step?
Make the salad from scratch.
You mean the salad or something else, Caitlin? I'm not sure.
The salad, sorry,
Yeah.
the salad, cause my ingredients, I did not get them like pre-cut or anything like that. So I'm not sure how to like cut certain things or stuff like that, or like what to do with the scallions. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, let me, I'm gonna grab a knife and I'll show you. I'll grab a knife real fast. Okay. All right, I'm back. So I have, let me set this salad to the side. Okay. So your lettuce. If you don't have romaine lettuce, it's okay. But this is a lettuce. You can use iceberg or whatever, but you'll take the lettuce and you'll just slice it. So it's like a rough chop. So if you can see how I'm doing this, like that, really easy, super simple, rough chop your lettuce, and then you're done, okay? So then you'll take your lettuce and you'll put it inside your bowl.
So if you buy lettuce, like, is there a special way you wash your lettuce or prepare it before using it? Is there anything you do special, or you just use water and that's it?
I just use water, just
Okay.
rinse the lettuce in water, and then you can chop it up. And then with the scallions, same thing. So here's your scallion, right? With the scallion, I like to start.
Green onion, but the scallion, green onion, same thing.
Yeah, same thing, right? So I like to start at the white end of the scallion. So you cut off their first little, their little end piece, and then I just go ahead, go in and slice it. So you slice up the whole thing, even the green part at the top. You just slice everything. Okay. I put scallions in almost everything I make. I love scallion. It's a good flavor. It's like onion, but prettier. So
That helping, Caitlin?
there is the scallion. I just put it in my bowl. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that answers it. I wasn't sure if I was cutting them right. I was very confused.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm glad I was able to help you with that. Any other questions?
About your chicken, so you said if you buy rotisserie chicken, you can just pull it apart or chop it up and just put it in as is. But if you're starting with raw chicken, is there like certain way that you prepare it, season it, anything special, any tips you can give?
Yeah, if you're starting with raw chicken, then you can just season it with regular salt and pepper if you want. You can use seasoned salt if you want to be a little razzle dazzle, and some pepper. And then you put it in the skillet that was provided to you. And you like sear it on both sides. So you may do like, if it's chicken breast, then you'll do 10 minutes on like one side and then 10 minutes on the other, or maybe like 7 minutes and 7 minutes. You just have to watch it. And if you're confused about it being done or not, give it a slice down the middle. It's okay, because you're going to be shredding up and chopping up the chicken anyway. So it's not like it's a big thing if you slice the chicken while it's in the skillet, just to make sure it's done. You don't want to have chicken that's not done in your salad, because you'll get sick and you don't want that, right? So you slice up your chicken in the skillet to make sure that it's done. Once you see no pink at all, you can take it out of your skillet, let it cool off a little bit, or if you like your chicken to be still a little warm, you can slice it up and put it on your salad like that. That's perfectly fine. It's super easy. It'll just add probably about maybe 14 minutes to your cook time.
Yes, and you can use pre-cooked chicken, like Purdue or other brands that are pre-cooked. And I was also say, be sure to wash your chicken before you cook it.
Yes, that's important. Wash your chicken before you do anything. Before you season it, rinse it off in water, like get all that slime off. Then put it on your cutting board and season it up, and then put it in your skillet. Now, if you want to make it easier on yourself, when you're doing your chicken, instead of doing it whole in the skillet, you can actually slice your chicken prior to putting it in the skillet. Just so it's kind of easier to cook, and it cooks a little faster that way. So you can slice it the same way that I just sliced the lettuce right here and put it in your skillet.
And a lot of times, people will use a separate cutting board for their chicken for sanitary reasons. So sometimes we'll have a cutting board for like your chicken, raw chicken, because you don't want your raw chicken and your vegetables to meet. So you don't want them to connect, as our connection scheme last week. So cut your chicken on one cutting board or on one side of the cutting board, and then cut your other vegetables and other things on the other side. And always sanitize your cutting board whenever you're handling raw chicken. And I would suggest wearing gloves when you're handling raw chicken too, to keep from getting
Always
sick.
have gloves. I always keep gloves. Any other questions?
Someone asked about other dishes for scallions.
Okay, so I actually put scallions on my tacos too. We do Taco Tuesday here at my house. We always make it a point to sit down as a family every night to have dinner. So it's me, my husband, and our 3 children, and we have dinner together. And especially on Taco Tuesday, we have all the fixings out. So we have our lettuce, we have our scallions, we have jalapenos because we love spicy food. We have our chicken or our ground turkey or our fish, whatever kind of tacos we're trying to have that night. The sour cream, the salsa, the cheese, the whole bit. But that's our time to sit down and find out like what's going on in each other's world. So once we sit down for dinner, we go around the table and ask, how was your day? What happened? And, you know, just trying to get a sense of what's going on with everyone in the household, which is something that is a ritual that we look forward to every day because it's our time to like unplug and just, you know, reconnect as a family every day. Any other questions, or you want to know another dish you can use as scallions? I put scallions in like, I put scallions in my my seafood salad. That's another TikTok that you can look up on my TikTok or on my Instagram. It's on the Reels. The seafood salad is super easy to make. If you're a seafood lover, then you'll love it. But I put scallions in that dish as well.
Nice. I never had scallions in my fruit salad. I have to try that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting your Instagram and your TikTok back in the chat. So
okay.
It's just Shanae, all one word, right?
Yeah, just Shanae. Mm-hmm.
Try to spell it right. Here we go. So what has been, we have a few more minutes left. What has been like the highlight, a specific highlight since you started? You started doing TikToks and when did you start?
In the end of December. So it was like the week of Christmas when I started doing the TikToks. And I swear like New Year's Day is when I made it to 10,000 followers. It happened so fast, only because my black eyed peas recipe went viral. And that's like, you know, a traditional meal in our community that we have on New Year's Day. So I guess everyone was like looking for a recipe and the timing was just right. So that's when I started. But the highlight for me with all of this has been receiving my first check from TikTok. I didn't know that, like, you know, you get paid as a creator so well on social media. And my first check from TikTok, I think it was about $200. And I was so excited because I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't do anything but, you know, cook a recipe and put it on TikTok. And even with TikTok, I'm not the best with like the transition. So I do all of my videos on iMovie first, and then I upload it to TikTok because that's just easier for me to do my voiceovers and my editing. So once I received that first check, I'm like, oh, wow, this is nice. And then once you like, you know, more of your videos go viral, you get more like notoriety. So another highlight was when I did an upside down pizza TikTok, and I got a call from Access Hollywood asking if they can show my TikTok on their show and redo the recipe. And I'm like, sure, of course. But honestly, I thought it was like a scam because like I'm just funny like that. I didn't think it was like real. But the next thing I know, Mario Lopez is on Access Hollywood doing my TikTok, and he's like, hey, Shanae, all this. I'm like, oh my God, this is like a mess. And I was screaming through the house. So that was like a really good highlight for me with this whole thing as well. And then all the sponsorships that you get, like, or, you know, different companies who reach out to you to do like, you know, influencer work. I never even saw myself as like an influencer, but it's really nice. You know, these companies reach out to you. And majority of it in the beginning was food companies. So it'll be like seasoning companies or coffee companies, or they may make their own beverages and that sort of thing, smoothies and that sort of thing. But then I got reached out to by a larger company with a larger budget, and I just couldn't believe that they were willing to pay me this amount of money to host. Like, who am I? I'm just Shanae, I'm just a regular person. And these companies like are really paying money for influencers to post. So this is like something like an overnight success. It is really exciting to see everything play out, because I'm like, well, I should have did this a long time ago, but it's really exciting, and each day brings something different. And it's also exciting to develop different recipes and have the kids say, well, mommy, you should try this, or why don't you make this? Because it's more of like a family thing. It's not just like me. My husband calls me the show, like I'm the show, but it's really all of us doing this collectively, because we all each have a role in the whole process.
It goes back to teamwork. We talked about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Maybe you'll be hearing from Food TV Network.
I hope so. I would love to have a Food Network show.
Need to be on Top Chef.
I'll be so nervous on Top Chef. I'll be so nervous because they judge you so bad.
No. So
Top Chef is one of my favorite shows.
It's one of my favorite shows too, but I could just imagine myself one day. I would be a nervous wreck.
I had a
trying to remember the guy's name.
As far as being an influencer, we have some of our participants, some of our students have expressed an interest in being an influencer, YouTube influencer, social media influencer. Can you just briefly, I know it's probably not easy, but it looks easy from the outside looking in. Mm-hmm. What are some of the challenges that go along with being an influencer and posting and all those things? What are some of the biggest challenges?
Finding a balance between everything and making sure that you're consistent with your content. That has been my biggest struggle, because like before all this, I just posted on Instagram or whatever, or Facebook, whenever I felt like it, it wasn't like a thing that I had to do to keep the algorithm going or anything like that. So that's something that I still struggle with, because I feel like I should be posting more, like at least like, a recipe a day, at least, during the week, a recipe a day. But it's just hard, especially for me, still working full time and having the kids and everything. It's difficult, and this is like an overnight thing, it just happened so fast, and it wasn't anything that I planned out. Like, I didn't go out and buy followers or anything like that. They just like came organically. So I think, just being consistent with everything is the most challenging part, and also making sure that you allot time for certain things. Like, I have 2 videos on my phone. That's another thing. I don't have all this fancy equipment or anything either. I just use my phones. I have two iPhones that I use to film my videos. I have like 4 ring lights that I might use like 2 of them to film the videos, but it's not like this big whole production thing. I promise you. You don't need to like spend a lot of money to use your phone and, go at it. If I want to be like a little extra, I grab the kids' phones and I use their phones too to do stuff, but I don't have like, this whole big to do, honestly. And, that's one of the challenging things, is that like I have videos in my phone, but I don't have time to edit them because I'm working and I'm doing all this stuff. And so I see other influencers who are a little bit more consistent, and I get discouraged a little bit, because I'm like, dang, like they've been posting every day and they work too. But that's like one of the challenges. I'm still working on finding a balance with this new life and my life, Yeah,
that's good. I've heard people say that about the content, not realizing, once you get bigger and you start to grow, then the expectation comes. People just come looking for, I need another recipe. What's she post today? And it's kind of like, but this is not my full-time job. Like, this is on the side, but it starts to it can take over. So balance is important. And I also like what you said about the teamwork, like, you know, your strengths, but then you're saying like your daughter and your kids sometimes maybe they're stronger when it comes to the social media aspect and the posting and the editing.
Oh, absolutely,
and that.
yeah.
So not trying to do it all yourself. We were just talking about that.
Yeah. And also, like, when you're an influencer and companies reach out to you to post, a lot of times, like, they're on a timeline too. So they put you on a timeline to get content over to them. And you may think that your content is like awesome. Like, this happened to me recently. I thought that my video was everything. Okay. I sent it over to the company and they're like, oh, we can see the Eagles logo on your shirt. We can't have that, you know, in the video. So I had to do the thing all over again. So, and then you still have those timelines. So you don't want to like stress yourself out. And that's why I was saying, like, you know, it's important to find a balance and make sure that you have the time and don't overextend yourself. That's another thing that I don't do. I know that I can handle 2 jobs in a weekend, like 2 catering gigs. So it might be like a private chef, and then I may have to do like a party for 20 or something like that. I can do that. I'm not interested in like overworking myself, because if I'm doing a gig Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's a lot. And then I still have to go to work on Monday. You know what I mean? So I don't overdo it.
And then the importance, one last thing, well, we have a couple minutes. One last thing is the importance of that community. I know, like you said, you have 3 children, and your youngest 2, I mean, they're older, but they're not babies, but they're not grown either. So having that support, having that community of people to support you, somebody to watch your children, somebody to, you know, just different things, making sure you have that in place, because that's going to keep your stress level down and so you can focus.
Yeah, and also, like, you know, they're really active children. My oldest daughter, she's 15, she has 2 jobs. And then I have the youngest 2 who go to camp and they do hockey and they do track and dance and a whole bit. So it's a lot, you know, still being able to be, you know, the mom who's all over the place, but then work as the influencer doing this stuff. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
So we have a couple more minutes, and you're doing great, by the way.
Thank you.
More minutes to ask any questions. Don't be shy. You have someone in front of you who's kind of doing what a lot of you have said you wanted to do. So here's your chance.
Well, I hope that all of you follow me too. And don't be nervous. You can comment on
Can I show my salad?
Yes, let me see it.
Is this not Jay?
Yes.
Let me find you so I can spotlight your salad. Oh.
I added croutons.
Oh yes, see, that's another thing. You can add whatever you want to add to your salad. Yes, and I love croutons, by the way. And it's good, right? Did you taste it?